welcome to mffl TV. I'm your host Dylan, and in today's video, sort of just going to put myself in the GM's shoe and do a hypothetical off-season, what I would do if I was the general manager. I tried to keep it somewhat realistic, so I'm not really going after like the Kawhi Leonards, the DeMar DeRozans. I just think they'd probably go to other teams. We're obviously just coming off the press conference with Jason Kidd and Nico Harrison, and they talked about keeping porzingis, which is pretty good because it goes in line with my off-season. I've kept him as well. I think at the moment his stock's just too low and he's too good of a player, and we won't get anything better in return. There's also his first off-season where he's not rehabbing, he can continue developing. So I honestly do think we're going to see a better KP next season. Hopefully with Jason Kidd and some of the other players that I'll be bringing along, we can bring him into the offense a bit more, have him thriving a bit more. In terms of this off-season, this is all based on the assumption that Josh Richardson opts out. If he doesn't, you can probably move him on. He's got an expiring deal. I think that's a movable contract. As well, I've renounced all the free agents just so we can have a little bit more fun and more roster movement. So let's go straight into the first transaction. I re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. for 4 years, 84 mil. I think he might get less than that. I'd assume he gets somewhere between 4 years, 75 to maybe 80 mil. I sort of just went a bit over just in case. Just wanted to test the roster flexibility a bit with the cap space to see what we could do if we did overpay for him. But look, I think Tim Hardaway Jr., you saw what he did in the playoffs. Even as a number 2, he was really good. Came up big pretty much every game. And he sort of offers something that no other Mav can. You know, he can just spot up, rise over any defender. Doesn't matter if they're in his face or not. And he can get hot and win us some games. You know, he can go on some runs all by himself. I know he's not the shot creator that everyone's been looking for next to Luka, but he does offer a lot. He spaces the floor. He provides a lot of energy and effort to the team. He hustles a lot. And I think that's something the Mavs really need as well. So I don't want to overlook that. But for now, let's go into the second move that I made. And this is where things start spicing. The second move I made was sign Lonzo Ball to 4 years, 71 mil. Could probably give him a bit more than that if he signed Tim Hardaway to, let's say, 75 to 80. Can move that remainder to Lonzo Ball. It was reported that the Pels wouldn't really re-sign Lonzo for anything significant. What does significant mean? It's really hard to tell. I think about 18 million a year to 20, that seems pretty significant, so I think they might not re-sign that. Look, he's not the shot creator, but he's someone that can run the offense, someone who can get it out of Luka's hands. He can get other people involved. He moves the ball really fast. He's known for just catching a rebound, quickly swinging it out, an outlet pass, and get the team running. So that could be really good. I don't think the Mavs scored enough fast break points last season. I feel like with him, we can get a lot of easier buckets. He's also improved to a really good three-point shooter. He's also an above-average defender. Look, with Dallas, you sort of got to take what you can get on defense. He can guard the other team's point guards so that Luka doesn't have to. And I think he's just also a complete basketball player. He can do a bit of everything. His one weakness is probably finishing around the basket, but I don't know how much of that he'll have to do. He can be also a really good pick and roll partner with Kristaps, get him going. Although I think Luka will have the ball a lot, I think when Lonzo does have the ball, especially under Jason Kidd's tutelage, he can really just run the offense smoothly and pick moments for the players. So know when to get Tim Hardaway the ball, know when to get Porzingis the ball, know when Luke is just so on fire that he just needs the ball and everyone get out of the way. So I think his basketball IQ would really help the Mavs. I know he's not that secondary scorer, but I think he does bring a lot of balance to the team. And I feel like he'd be a really good pickup if the Pels don't match. So I'd definitely bring him on. And let's go into the third transaction. And the third move I made was bringing in Lauri Markkanen in a sign and trade. With these, it's really hard to predict what contracts these guys are going to get. I know Markkanen is sort of, didn't have the season everyone thought he was going to have, but he's still a big who can really shoot the ball. And I think, especially in today's market, there's always going to be a team that overpays for that. So I gave him 4 years, 60 mil. Do I think it's too much? Perhaps. But I think, again, for a guy of his skill set, someone's going to pay that surely. especially compared to some of the under contracts that are going around. So to bring in Markkanen, it was a sign and trade with the Bulls, where we give up Maxi Kleber, Josh Green, and Brunson. I know we are giving up quite a lot, but again, Markkanen can really help the Dallas offense. Defensively, I'm not a huge fan with him and Porzingis together. That's why I think as a sixth man, he could really set the league on fire. Could even be sixth man of the year potentially, especially with Lonzo and Luka feeding him. If Jason Kidd can sort of pick and choose the rotation so that there's always him or Porzingis on the court at once, I think that really adds a big dimension to the Mavs offense. To always have a 7-foot plus guy that can shoot the lights out, I think that really helps. So I think that's a really good move. I know he sort of struggled with the Bulls last season, but I think there's still a lot of untapped potential there and he's a real gem. So I brought in Lauri Markkanen. Now, on this next trade, I'm not really sure if it's going to happen, but I'm trading Trey Burke and Tyrell Terry, as well as a pick for Matisse Thybulle. If you don't know about this guy, he's a lockdown defender, can shoot the ball as well, athletic. He only played about 20-25 minutes a game last season, but he was in the All-NBA second team for defense. And, you know, he's still young, got a lot of potential. I feel like he could bring the second unit a lot of energy and can really do a job for Dallas. So I'm bringing him in. I think he'd be a great fit. So let's bring in Lauri Markkanen. I feel like the Mavs just really lack a big man that's strong, that can grab rebounds, that's sort of that bruiser type. So that's why I decided to trade Dwight Powell for Aaron Baynes. Will Toronto take that? Not sure. Maybe need to add a second round pick. But look, Baynes, he's tough. He can grab boards. Decent post player. We can just give it to him. He has that post hook. Also, maybe Australian bias, but I think he could be really good off the bench for Dallas and sort of just come in, bring energy, grab boards, no nonsense, and do a job. And I think that's all we'd need him to do. And I think he'd be really good for that. That's all the trades and the restricted free agents done. So now it's basically just filling out the roster. And my first move was to sign Patty Mills, 2 years, $10 million. Look, he might get more than that, but I think if we were able to get Patty Mills off the bench, that'd be really good. He's an excellent scorer, can shoot the three, he's explosive, he's a tough defender, he's a little bit undersized, but again, he brings a lot of energy. He's good both on and off the ball, so depending who he's playing with, I feel like he can work either way. Again, maybe a bit of an Australian bias, but you know, I'd love to see Patty Mills here. I think he can absolutely fill in the void that Brunson left when he went to Chicago. So I'd bring in Patty Mills. Now to just fill out the roster, I would love to bring Boban back. You know, everyone loves Boban. I feel like some team is going to pay him a decent amount this offseason. You saw what he did in the playoffs. You know, didn't play the entire time. As soon as he came on, made a big impact. So I don't have him in my team just because I feel like some team will be able to offer him more. But look, if he accepted the vet min, I'd love Boban. But unfortunately, as I said, I think some other team will get him. So in his replacement, I brought upon JaVale McGee just on the vet minimum, in case Porzingis goes down or Baynes has some foul trouble early on, need to give Porzingis a bit more rest. You always need that third center just in case. You know, he's still athletic, energy guy, can do a job. As well as him, brought in Garrett Temple to play the backup too. I think he's a really solid vet, can shoot the ball, he's a good defender. Sort of just what you need for that backup position. As well as that, brought in Lanston Galloway on a vet minimum and Wayne Ellington, just to have some more options. Both of them good vets, can shoot the ball as well. Don't expect either of those to play, but you know, if they do come on, they can always do a job. So with all those moves, this is how the team would line up. So with all the moves I've made, the Mavs would be lining up with Lonzo Ball, Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway Jr., Finney Smith, and Porzingis. It is very similar to last season's, except you sort of just swapping out Maxi for Lonzo in the starting lineup. I feel like that does bring a lot of versatility. Yes, Maxi was a good shooter, but so was Lonzo, shooting nearly 40% from three. He's really improved on that, also taking about 8 threes a game, so it is with high volume, which shows that, you know, he's really developed into a good shooter. As well as that, yes, he's not a secondary shot creator, but he's a playmaker. He can get the other guys involved. He can, look for Dorian Finney-Smith in the corner, find Tim Hardaway Jr. when he's cooking, Porzingis when he needs the touches. So I feel like he'll just help the offense flow. And especially under Jason Kidd, I think he can take his game to the next level. So I feel like the starting lineup's pretty straightforward. I think it's a good balanced team. Look, I don't want... a lot of people are sort of overreacting. Like, the Mavs were 2-0 up against the Clippers. Game 3, they really had it, sort of let it go. So I don't think they need too much to take that next step, especially when you look at the teams in the finals. I don't think the Mavs are that far away from them. I really don't. So I think they just need those few key pieces to take them to that next level. Whether the ones I made are the right pieces, we'll never know, I guess, unless if it happens. But this is how the bench would look. The bench would consist of Patty Mills, Garrett Temple, Thybulle, Markkanen, and Baynes. I feel like this is a really good balance. You have 3 vets in Mills, Temple, and Baynes, and the 2 young guys. So it's sort of that nice balance in between. Markkanen can sort of run the offense through him. Patty Mills also an explosive scorer, can score multiple ways. You can run screens for him in a pick and roll, or he can sort of run off-ball screens and he can run around, get open, hit the 3. I don't really expect this bench unit to play a lot of minutes together. I feel like Jason Kidd will pick and choose who plays. So I feel like a lot of times with the bench guys, maybe Luka will play to help them out, and Patty Mills will sub on for him early, sort of like Brunson did with Luka. Or alternatively, Markkanen can sub off for Porzingis early on. Then when a lot of the other bench players come on, Porzingis can play with them. So I feel like this team offers a lot of versatility. There's also, as I said, Galloway, Ellington, and McGee. All 3 players that can sort of do a job. Wouldn't expect them to play much, but if they were ever called upon, they can put in a good shift. I think this team does have a lot of versatility. I like the new defenders we have now in Lonzo, Thybulle, as well as Baynes. He's not the most athletic, but he's tough, can handle the other team's big men. So I honestly think this lineup can really compete with either Phoenix or Milwaukee. But I'm really interested to see what you would say. So please give me a rating of how you think this offseason has been and what you would change. And if you made it this far, please like the video and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I'll see you on the next one.